Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Crimmins. I'm going to go over the directions for this assignment here, and I'm going to read the portion for you to do from the story, The Graduation of Jake Moon. So our directions, we're going to read it, and as we read, we're going to stop at every other paragraph for a total of 10 times and annotate 10 things. We cannot wait to annotate, or your notes in the margin aren't going to be authentic. So we can ask questions, reactions, thoughts, things it reminds you of, personal connections, inferences, or predictions. So you'll see if you use this document that I kind of stopped and I counted out 10 times and I wrote and I think annotations are show what you're thinking as you're reading. So as long as you're filling in something in the margin with good quality thoughts, that'll work. So this is called the twist. There are these 3 8th grade boys, and they've just gotten out of school for the day, and they're about to take off in different directions when they notice something going on in the trash dumpster at the end of the parking lot. So pause the video, and over here, write what you think is happening. 8th grade boys going to a trash dumpster. They're still pretty far away from it, but they can see an old man sitting on the edge of the thing. His back is facing them, and he's just sort of balancing himself there, staring down at the bottom of the dumpster. Go ahead and click pause and write another annotation here. The boys watch him for a second. And then one of them starts grinning. He cups his hands around his mouth and shouts, "Hey, don't jump, Pops. You've got everything to live for." And then the other boy yells, "Yeah, plus I heard the food is much better at the dumpster up the street." So after that, both kids totally crack up about it. And it becomes this contest sort of to see who can holler at the funniest insults at the old guy. Take a minute, stop, and write what you're thinking next to 3. Like the first kid asks the old man if he went to PU University, and the second kid asks if he has any Grey Poupon. But the third kid, see, he's just standing there, not saying a word. Instead, his eyes are glued, like he's staring at the old guy almost. He's waiting for a reaction. Take a minute, pause, and put your annotation here. What do you think about this third kid? Only that's the thing, because there is no reaction. Not at first, anyway. At first, the old man never even turns around. So the boys begin to think that maybe the guy's deaf or something, which totally takes the fun out of shouting insults. But then, out of the blue, something seems to click in the old man's brain. I mean, even from the back, you can sort of see his head perk up. It's like he gets it now, you know? He suddenly understands that all this yelling has been directed at him. Take a minute, stop, do another annotation. And so he lowers himself down into the trash bin, and then he turns to see who else has been talking to him. And that's pretty much it. The fun is over, because even from the other end of the parking lot, it's obvious to the boys that there's something really wrong with the old guy, that he's just not right in the head, like he's a little. Instead of acting mad or getting angry or even insulted, his face actually brightens, and he waves as friendly as anything and shouts, "Hello, fellas." Pause and write an annotation next to 6. And it's so pathetic, I can't even tell you. The 2 boys shut up after that. I mean, they chuckle a little bit and all, but you can tell they're not exactly bustling with pride over making fun of a retarded old man. Pause it and do an annotation next to 8. I'm just going to read the rest of this, and your job is to write annotations for 8, 9, and 10. What are you thinking? What questions do you have? But see, the third kid, the one that kept quiet, he doesn't have anything to be ashamed about at all, because like I said, he didn't do anything. So if you happen to be passing by and you saw this whole thing going